Hey guys, welcome back to Vedic Mathematics. Last two videos we did above base and below base multiplication. This video we'll be going for mixed base multiplication, where we'll be multiplying one number which is above base with one that is below base. Let's get right to it.
Let's begin. Today's topic is mixed base multiplication. Last video we learned about below base multiplication, where the numbers are barely below a base number. Base numbers like 100, 1000, 10,000. So they are barely under that number. And before that we learned about above base multiplication, where our given numbers are barely above the base numbers. This time we will be multiplying one number which is barely below the base with another number that is slightly above the base. Let's see how it is done. So take two numbers, 104 and 98. Okay. Now, first we have to write by how much 104 exceeds our base of 100, which is of course 4. And we have to write by how much 98 is less than our base, which is 2. Okay? If you remember, in my first video, I told you to write the symbol along with the right hand part. This is why the symbol is important, because we have a plus here and a minus here, and this makes a huge difference in your answer. So now that you have written this, let's once again split the answer. Okay? Now, left hand part of the answer. Subtract 104 and 2. Okay? So 104 minus 2 is 102. Or you could do 98 plus 4. It yields the same results. Okay? Now for the right hand part of our answer, we take plus 4 into minus 2. Okay? You should be really careful. So what we get as the right part is a minus 8. This is where the symbols make a difference, because plus multiplied by minus gives a minus. So when you're multiplying a positive number with a negative number, you get a negative number. So you should be really careful here and pay attention. So now on the right hand part we have minus 8. But we cannot write our answer as 102 and then minus 08. That's not how it works. So what we should do is subtract 1 from the left part. So just take the predecessor. You have 101. Okay. Oh, and by the way, here it's not just minus 8. If you have seen my previous video, you'll know 100 has 2 zeros, so we must have 2 digits here. So it's minus 08. Okay. Now you'll understand the difference. We subtracted 1 over here. Now we must subtract our base number, okay, and the number that we obtained here. So basically our base number is 100. The number we obtained here is 8 or 08. So now when you subtract, you get 92, and that gives us the right hand part of the answer. And now this is the final product. I hope you understood the technique. Great. Now let's take our base as a different number rather than a unitary base. So for example, let's take 200 as our base this time. Okay, so let me just write it up here. So take two numbers, 2, 1, 4 into something that's below 200 because our base is 200. So we can go for 186 as a random number. Okay, so same usual process, exceeds 200 by 14, less than 200 by 14 again. Okay, so first you cross subtract for left part of the answer. So we have 200 as usual. You can add also if you like. Okay, now since our base is 200, our base is 200 here, so we must multiply it with the base number, that is 2. Always multiply first before you do any other action when you are using above base or below base or mixed base multiplication. So we have 400, and then we do all the other things that we are going to do to it. So now let's continue with the right part of the answer. We have 14 into 14, that would be 6, and 4 plus 4 plus 1, 9, 1, am I right? 14 squared, yes, 196. Okay, this is negative just like before, but now there's a problem. We have 3 digits here. What do we do? Because you can't subtract a 3-digit number from 100. So to understand what we're going to do here, you have to understand why we are subtracting from here in the first place. Because you remember in the previous example, we subtracted 1 before continuing with the next step. Let me explain to you why we do that. So in this case, we have a 400 right now, and our negative part is negative 196. So essentially what we're doing, we're taking 1 out of 400. So in this case, since the right part should be a 2-digit number, this is essentially the 5th digit in the placement. So we don't know last 2 digits, but this is basically 40,000. Okay, and we're taking 1 out of it. So that means we're taking 100. So it becomes 399. And we're adding it here. When you add a negative and a positive, you get the sign of the bigger number, and you take the difference of the two numbers as the value. So you're adding 100 here, adding a negative and a positive, so we're getting minus 96. But that's not enough because it's still negative. So we take 1 more this time, and so we get minus 96 plus 100. We finally got a positive number here. Don't forget the 0. But yeah, last time our negative number was a single digit or something that was less than 100. So we had, I think, -8, if I'm not wrong. So if you add 100 here, the first time itself, you get a positive number. But here you have to do it twice. And there may be instances where you have to do it more. But I really hope you understood why we're subtracting. So then let's solve the question. So we got 398 here by subtracting twice. We subtracted 100 twice. And we added 100 over here to get rid of the negative signs. And we got 04. So that means our final answer is 400 minus 2, which we got as 398.04. And that's how it works. When you have a 3 digit with this kind of situation, the same thing works. Okay, just keep subtracting from here. Here we're subtracting hundreds. Maybe when you're having a 3 digit, you might have something like the number you have. Let's take a 5. Okay, 500. But then for 3 digit, right part of answer has three zeros. Okay, so now you're subtracting 1,000 from here and adding 1,000 to the right part of the answer to neutralize the negative, because you can have only positive answers. So I hope you understood this technique. You may rewatch, rewind, and slow down so that you can wrap your head around the concept. But it's very simple. If you understood the basics on how to apply this concept, it's more than enough.
I hope you enjoyed this video. This video was a part of a series along with the last two videos. So with this, we come to a conclusion about above base, below base and mixed base multiplication. Stay tuned for more videos and don't forget to keep practicing. See you next time.